Thank you everyone for joining us today on our show Let's Chat Survivor, where we'll be discussing episode 7, Play to Win. Now, with us today is Rachel. Rachel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I love this episode. I'm real pumped to talk about it. But first,
I love merge episodes in general, so
yeah,
this is no exception.
yeah. There's been a couple that have been a little bit have been duds, but this one was perfect. I love this episode. Before we go any further, so, Rachel, where can people find you on the social media?
On Twitter at SurvivorFanRage.
Thank you very much. And like always, you can always find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube here at Perspective. And remember, you can also find our videos at nerdfeed.com, and you'll see Let's Chat Survivor there. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the episode. Perfect episode for me, as like I said. I know you liked it a lot.
I have in my notes too much Savage.
Yes, yeah. I think we're getting a lot of Savage.
I was hoping it was setting up for a Savage boot, and then it didn't go that way, and I was very bummed.
Yeah, yeah. I think that would have been the perfect way for Cass to.
Yeah, this has been my favorite episode of all time.
Yeah, because we've talked already last episode, and just between you and myself, talking about how we feel about Andrew, and we start off the episode right away with Andrew, where he's moping around because of the way the votes went in the last one, where Wu was voted off, and how he felt real betrayed by Cass, and we see the way Andrew acts when he's on the opposite side of the vote, and it's not a flattering way to portray it. It's not a good way to see Andrew.
Not at all. I described it as a toddler tantrum.
Yeah,
he started cursing. He was like kicking at the ground.
Yeah, I don't want to play no more. Yeah, and what did he say? He's like, I'm gonna have to go under the radar.
With the little non-leader.
Yeah, I mean, as much as he would say he likes to say he wants to do that, I don't think Andrew could do that. Not to say he's the best leader. He is a leader, but he's not the best leader out there.
Well, I mean, we'll get to it later on, but believe it or not, he did do something that I thought that I didn't expect him to do. With the vote, but I guess we'll get to that later on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, anything in the tribal aftermath that you want to bring up? Anything that he said?
Yeah, I wanted to mention how he said that he wanted to meet up with his Bion brothers. He said that very intentionally. I don't know, kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He says Bion strong, but clearly he doesn't really care about Kimmy, Sierra, Cass, maybe Tasha. Does he care about Tasha? Would we say he does?
I think he cares about her in numbers. But we know, like, even in his first season, he was more into the like you said, the bro down. He wants more of the men to make it to the merge.
Yeah, so I mean that always annoys me because love Sierra, love Cass. I'm warming up to Kimmy.
Yeah, and we know, like you said, he decides that he wants to be non-threatening now, but so he goes up to Spencer and tells him, I vow not to target you anymore, and we actually see Cass and Spencer talking about how this is the beginning of what should have happened in Cagayan, and I can see that working for them if they had more time to be together, and they both had decided that they wanted to bury the hatchet, whatever happened in Cagayan. But I think this right now is way too late.
If there wasn't an early merge, they were golden. I think we would have seen those two continue to work together and stick around longer.
Yeah, I think if Takeo were to go to tribal again, I think Savage would have been gone, and
I know.
And that would have actually helped them both stay in the game and actually help them cement a bigger friendship than they were already starting. And actually, I think I saw on Twitter, I saw someone saying, "What a a big emerge means, what it really means is that Savage actually tweeted Jeff, "Hey Jeff, I need help out here," because they're really good friends, or they were
Yeah,
at
I
least.
know. I heard about that. But I think that's doing a pretty good job not, letting that show.
Yeah, I don't know if they are still really big friends, but I know for a long time they were. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Savage. So yeah, that's the aftermath of the last tribal. We get to the merge pretty quickly, with Bion getting the message saying to expect visitors, to Kale getting the message saying to go to the other camp, but neither one of them is expecting it to be a merge, because we've like we've seen in the past, just because you're on the same beach doesn't mean you're gonna merge.
Yeah.
And I mean, I
If I
don't.
had it, if I hadn't known from the promos, I would have thought it was a fake out. I mean, it's unheard of to merge at 13.
Yeah, and I wonder how much had to do with it with the evacuation of Terry. I think it hurried it up a little bit, but I think if it wasn't a um if it didn't hurry it up, I think the last episode would have been a double boot. It's one of those episodes, you know.
Yeah. I I don't want to get to tinfoil hat conspiracy theories, but I wonder if saving Andrew had any play in it at all. Because clearly that was gonna Takeo wasn't gonna win, and
Yeah.
they were gonna boot Andrew. So I wonder if they decided to move the merge up, if that had any sway in it at all. I hope not.
Yeah, I like to think that it wouldn't come into play, but we know we've heard from past disgruntled survivors saying that sometimes production does overstep its bounds. I don't know how much. I don't know how much of that is actually just because they're upset of what
Bitter.
happened. Yeah.
I am really curious though if this was like premeditated, planned out, or if it was more of a spontaneous decision.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right away. Tasha has some conflicting thoughts on what's gonna happen with the merge, because she has some good and bad moments with the Kegion players. Of course, she still thinks that Wu's in the mix as well.
Actually, she didn't say Woo.
Well, she didn't mention him, but she doesn't know who's gone from the other tribe yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we know Sierra's nervous about taking Savage to the merge, and now, like I said, we went from a mopey Savage to happy Savage, and this is what we were talking about last time, is that he is very down in the dumps when he doesn't feel the game is playing to his favor, but he is so happy and ecstatic about twists that help him out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get being happy, I get being upset about something that happens in the game that throws your game off, but just to come off as a child, like we were talking about, is very, very bad. And I know some people can say that the edit might be different, but you have to give them something to edit. You have to give them something so that they can edit that way. So I mean,
I think that is a somewhat accurate depiction of Mr. Savage there.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because it's very consistent with his prior edit, and I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he complained about that edit from Pearl Islands.
No, as far as I know, he didn't. So yeah, so we see them pull out the merge tribe buff, which is orange, and
Don't like orange.
and
I bet Andrew was happy to be back in orange.
yeah, well,
Probably not.
yeah, last time he was in orange, it didn't go too well for him. And well, we see Joe talking about the merge, and he says it's a whole new game now because it's day number 1 again. And
I wrote Bland Joe confessional.
Yeah. He says he I like what he says though, because it's dangerous but it's fun. So I like that part, what he says, that he's actually having fun with the game. He's not overthinking it. But the best line that I think that I picked out of this was Cass Here's the 13 best losers ever.
Yeah, I had that written down too. I thought that was great. Made me crack up.
Yeah, and like I said before, I have really, really learned to enjoy Cass.
She's funny. She is,
and she's very smart. She's very smart.
People didn't like her, when she was Spencer, when she was constantly against Spencer. But I think a lot of people, began to enjoy her more when she was working with Spencer. Too bad that was short lived.
Yeah, I actually messaged her, and told her, I for one was not a big Cass fan, but I've learned to love your game, and you have played it beautifully. And I actually invited her to maybe do a interview after the game's over, because I know they're limited to how many interviews they're able to do. I actually have one. I have a message out to Beiji as well, so I don't know, maybe later on we might get some interviews. We can cross our fingers.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So yeah, I think the other person that I like in this part was Wentworth. She is very happy that she actually made the merge. She is the first person in this season to move up in her standings.
Kimmy, as well.
But Kimmy made it past the 13 though, didn't she? She made it like to 12 or 11.
No, Kimmy was out pre-merge.
Yeah, she was. It was pre-merge, but she still made it like in the higher ranking. I mean. Yeah. So Wentworth is actually the first person to improve on their last ranking, although Kimmy didn't make it to the merge last time around. But because of the whole 16 people to 20 people, it can kind of gets skewed there.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything of this whole little barbecue they had? Anything that stood out to you?
No, I don't really have. Just no idol clues. Which is odd.
That is odd.
Usually we get a camera zoom on a piece of paper, or at least a confessional about it. So apparently, from what I heard, through Twitter, which again, not sure if it's canon, is that there was talk about the idol. It just wasn't shown. Another thing was interesting is there was no talk about the tribe name, or we got no scenes of the tribe flag or anything like that.
Yeah, and I remember tweeting you about this. It goes, did I miss something? Did I miss a scene or anything like that?
I guess they just had so much other stuff to show that they didn't bother with it. Which there's a secret scene about it. But,
yes.
But what's crazy is, I don't know if you remember last year, but there was a good 2-3 minute package about America and the making the flag, and Joe made the flag. And I guess there wasn't a lot going on strategic-wise with, the majority of the tribe being blue-collar.
Yeah, I think that might be. And also, I think they wanted to get right into the right after the barbecue. Before that starts, I did write down the thing that Kelly Wentworth said. And this is one of those things that you kind of look out for when you're looking for a winner's edit. Because she goes, there's only one winner. One person gets $1 million at the end of Survivor. Like, I came here to play. And I took notice of that, because that is one of the things you really look for when you're looking for a winner's edit.
I don't know. I was thinking that at first I'm like, oh, yeah, winner's edit. But then I think it kind of just plays in with the theme of the episode, which was, play to win. Mm-hmm. And Sierra, was saying it. So I don't know if that is so much as a winner's edit, or hey, we have something that fits the theme.
Yeah, you never know. I think she's had a couple of scenes where she says something like that, and either she is getting a winner's edit or she's getting one of the fake out edits. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind seeing her win, because I really do like her. But we don't know. We don't know what producers are doing.
I think she's definitely in the, one of the people that we could possibly see win.
Yeah, and she's actually only like 8 days older than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when Mark and I were preparing for our preseason show where we're talking about each of the contestants. We're looking through her stuff and like, hey, and I don't know if people know, but actually Mark and I actually share the exact same birthday. So yeah. That's funny. But yeah, so like I said, we didn't see the name of the tribe come up, most likely because they wanted to get to the after barbecue
Yeah,
strategy begins.
I just think it's a sign that there was a lot of other stuff going on, and they didn't
Yeah.
feel the need to put it in there.
And I liked what Rob C tweeted out. He was just like, when we first heard about the second chance season, this episode really highlighted what we were looking for.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So what I was really surprised is how Savage kind of throws everybody under the bus and the newest old Takeo. He really and Cass starts revealing of what happened in the tribal, and right away again we see Steven starting to talk about how he's in a hurry to get a group of 7 together, because in the merge, that's the best thing to do is get your numbers together. You don't want to sit around too long. So everyone, when they were eating that barbecue, were just like, we're happy we're eating this barbecue, but we really should be starting to actually play the game. So anybody in this little strategy talk, did you like talking to each other?
The Savage talk?
Savage, or just in general, anything that came up after the barbecue.
Oh, I liked the strategy talk between Spencer and Kelly. It was brief, but they had a little chat, and I liked that duo a lot.
Yeah. What did we see? We saw, and I tweeted this. Savage is now happy to have Fishbach out there with him.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. What did I tweet? I said, it's funny how Savage wanted Fishbach out first, but now he loves him because he's one of his numbers. So, and that's pretty much his MO as far as playing game. He doesn't really need you, or doesn't really want you unless you're gonna help him out.
Yeah. What did you think of Fishbach the poet?
Yeah, that was very weird.
It was I don't know. It came off as very awkward to me.
Yeah, but there's got to be a reason why they included that. There's got to be a reason. I know it was raining, and I know that the edit showed everybody kind of being annoyed by his poem. But I don't know if all those annoyed looks came from the same time.
I don't think they were annoyed. I think what I got from it, anyways, and this may be super far-fetched, but it seems like the poem is kind of about enjoying the moment and things don't last long. I'm like, yeah. Steven's gone soon.
Yeah, that's really what I got, and I actually looked up because Steven actually tweeted the poem afterwards, so you can read the full poem. And after reading it, it did look like that's what it was talking about. Enjoy the moment, enjoy nature, enjoy what yours around you.
I think that is a lovely little foreshadowing going on. Yeah. I would not be surprised if we see his torch getting snuffed tomorrow. I'd be very sad, but... Oh, man, I hope not. It looks like it's maybe not next episode, but I think it's coming up sooner than I would like. Yeah, I mean, he's one of the people that I would have loved to see win, but I don't know if he can win with this group. I don't know. I said it, last time we talked, is that I really think Steven has the ability to win the game, just not this one. It's just not the right group of people. Yeah. So we also see Spencer and Joe get together and talk. What did you think about that duo? Joe language. Joe language. Yeah, that's what I have here. Joe language. Well, I don't know. I almost saw it as Spencer knows that him and Joe are the favorites there, and he's like, oh, look how much better I am than Joe. Joe language. I thought it was unnecessary. Well, I don't know. It makes Joe look really dumb. The way that he's not a dumb guy. He's not. But I think it made him look dumb based on how he was talking to him, or at least the edit that we got. I think he did that on purpose. I think Spencer knew what he was doing, and I found that hilarious. Yeah. And we had more writing in the sand, because this is one episode we had a lot of writing in the sand. Yeah. I hope they erase that. We get it there in the sand. Yeah, I want out so and so. Yeah, because what they were really we're drawing is we have these people, we have these people, we have 5 and 4? No, 5 and 6,
and we have us two who are really in the middle, where we're not only physical threats, but we're also numbers. So we have to decide what side to go on. And I think I think for Joe's strategy, if he has strategy out there, is would be to stick with Spencer.
Uh, his strategy is to win
Yeah,
the challenges.
and I know some people were saying that why is he winning? Why put
Because
a
he
target?
can't help it.
Yeah, that's something he can't not win. If he doesn't win, that he doesn't win. But he can't go out there and not try.
He's not going to throw a challenge.
No,
But,
just like I don't think. Well, maybe I wasn't say maybe Jeremy won't do it either. But I think Jeremy would throw a challenge so he wouldn't look as threatening as other people.
we need to talk about what happened with Sierra, Cass, and Savage, and Tasha.
Yeah,
That was a...
that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
So, what happens first? Is it Cash talking to Tasha first?
Yeah,
And
it was Cass talking to Tasha. Tasha not, giving her anything, and, her just kind of, blowing smoke at her. And then Cass gets upset. And then, I don't know, it just kind of spirals from there.
yeah, and this is one of those things that we really, that I really liked about Sierra the first time she played around, is that she saw that opening, and she acted pretty quickly on it. She decides that she's gonna try to throw Savage under the bus, and I think she even though she was lying, I don't think it was all lies. I think some of it was some truth, because Savage did accept Wu and Abby Maria pretty quickly because it was to his benefit.
She is a really good liar, but
Yeah.
it was a terrible move. I liked it, but it was terrible.
I think she started too quickly, but I liked it. Like I said, but it was too aggressive.
No,
too quick.
I liked seeing it because it felt, just like, classic Sierra, and I was really happy to see her in action because we haven't heard much from her. So
It did remind me of first season's moment where she's talking to Katie Collins.
Yeah.
Where Katie was really trying to sell that she had the idol, and Sierra was like, "No, you don't. No, I have the idol. Don't worry about it."
That was
Yeah,
great.
and she came up with that lie just on the spot because she didn't know Katie was gonna say she had the idol, but her lie helped show her that Katie didn't have the idol. So it was really a way to show to bring up a lie of someone else lying. So that I really like that. So this whole thing with Tasha and Cass, okay, like we said, Cass was actually trying to talk to Tasha about the game. Tasha says she doesn't trust Cass, so she's not gonna tell her anything. She's not gonna try to spoil any of what Bayon's doing now. And really, Cass isn't by it. And Tasha does say Bayon is not together anymore. It's really, really going to be up to what the group wants to do.
Yeah, but Cass knew, she was lying.
Yeah.
Tasha's a terrible... So we saw Sierra, and then we see
Yeah.
Tasha, or I don't know which we saw
I think it was Tasha first, and then Sierra, and then back to
Sierra
Tasha.
is a masterful liar.
Mhm.
Tasha's terrible.
Yeah, yeah. And we see Cass and Tasha talking again, and this is where Cass draws a line in the sand. And I'm Texan, so what the first thing that I actually thought of was Stephen F. Austin at the Alamo, making a line on the sand, saying you're either on this side or that side, and Cass is really set, this is the line, that's you and this is me, and bring it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I liked the game on. Okay, and they
Yeah.
got up and dossed the sand. That was great. That
Yeah,
was really good.
I really enjoyed that. Might not have been the best move for Cass, but I mean,
Yeah. Well,
I guess she played what she thought she had to play.
my annoyance was actually directed more at Tasha. I don't know. I kind of agree with Cass. Kagion was Kagion. Let
Yeah.
it go. Maybe
Yeah.
you don't have to trust her, but then at least have the decency to go, hey, I don't really want to talk about this right now. Don't give her, clearly made up lies. It does. I could see how Cass saw that as like disrespectful. It's very,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
well, not only lying to her, but not even trying to do that well of a job at lying to her. Just like,
Yeah. Well, I think Tasha messed up by when confronted about it. She went, "Yeah, that's what I told you,"
yeah,
because I was lying through my teeth because I don't trust you. And I
yeah,
think everyone would have been like, "Oh, okay." Then it became an either Tasha or Cass thing, and I think Tasha could have prevented that
yeah,
by just going, "Yes, I said that." Not, "I don't talk like that. Why would I say that?"
yeah, and Cass wasn't lying about what she said. I mean, it was what Tasha said. I mean, maybe she knew that Tasha was lying, but it's still what she said.
Yeah, I
So,
know. So I think Tasha could just as easily explain, "Yeah, I said that," and
yeah,
it's clearly not. How would that benefit? She did say that. She's like, "How would that benefit me? Why would I say that?" Well, you did say that, but clearly that's not what you're going to act on.
yeah,
And I think people would get that. I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe I'm giving everyone too much credit there.
Yeah, and the other little thing I wrote here on this little part was when Sierra jumped in and started trying to throw Savage under the bus. Because what did she say? Savage was trying to target Jeremy and Joe as soon as they got back together because they're target threats. And I put Chaos Sierra and I put question mark.
But that girl needs to do her research, though. I mean, there's no way. I mean, it sounded very convincing, but the thing is, Savage is known for the bro down.
Yeah.
His game is not go after the strong dude.
Do you think maybe if she had said she's gonna go after Tasha
she should have gone to Steven. She should have gone to Steven and Kemi.
There you go. Yeah,
I
think that would have worked.
Should have gone to.
Especially since Steven knows that Andrew has been after him.
But that's what made me think, she didn't think about it. It was just the heat of the moment thing. Otherwise, I think she would have had the sense to go to Kemi and Steven. And we don't know. She probably did at some point, but the damage was already done.
Yeah.
She should have started there.
Do you think anybody bought it?
We didn't see anything saying they did.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So right after that, we get to before that, I actually started writing down about how Savage is surprised that people lie in a game that is filled with lies.
No, I just think he's one of those people like, people are lying other than me. What?
Yeah, because he's lied as well. He has lied, and he's surprised that people are lying in a game that's filled with lies.
Yeah.
What else? It's
annoying.
Maybe at the beginning it was about survival, about the adventure, but you still had lies in that from the very beginning, in the very first season.
He lied to Lil.
Yeah, he did.
But I'm done talking about Savage.
So we get to the immunity challenge, and this is a challenge where
very Kagion heavy.
Yes.
We got a Kagion challenge. We got Kagion rivalry. Right? I can't say the word. You know what I tried to say.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not even gonna try. I don't know why I can't say that today.
So this was that challenge where they have to balance that ball on a. What is it, like a little platform on a stick?
Yeah, I thought Keith was gonna do well.
That's what I thought. I was surprised that Keith went out so early, and especially we our boy Steven was out in seconds, and
yeah, I have that written down in the first few seconds.
Now,
Fish was out.
Do you think? Because we were talking about last time. He had been doing CrossFit before going out there. Do you think is there any chance that he might be throwing all these things, doing all these dumb things just to throw people off?
But that's maybe he was planning to throw a challenge, but
not that bad.
That's not how you throw it.
Yeah, he's been doing so bad that I don't know if that was his actual plan to go out there and do that. We've seen a lot of bad things and challenges from Steven. Yeah. So we start off in at the very top of this 3-part stick with a little platform, and they're on like a beam that's slanted, and this beam gets narrower and narrower, and Keith drops out after Steven. Sierra drops out, and Kimmy drops out with about 10 seconds left in the round. So she almost made it to the next round. She drops out. The second round, they go to the middle of the stick. They go to the middle of that balance beam.
And like Abby drops.
Abby drops. Cass drops. Wigglesworth drops, and Wentworth drop.
Oh yeah, the two Kellys are right after each other.
Yeah. You know, Jeff kept saying something about wiggling in there or something like that. I was like, wait, why does he keep saying that? Like, are they trying to hint something that Jeff keeps saying something? He kept saying something about wiggles or wiggle or something, you know.
Yeah.
And it caught my attention, but I didn't write down what he was saying. And I go, what is she gonna win this or? No, she didn't. She goes down next. So the only people who made it to the final round is Savage, Tasha, Jeremy, Spencer, and Joe. And Tasha being the only woman to make it to this part of the challenge, she's also the one that won it at the very first time it played.
Yeah.
So Savage drops out pretty quickly. Tasha is struggling with the ball, and then it finally just touches her head. I don't remember what happened to Jeremy. I think it just fell. I don't know if he had too many. I don't remember.
I remember he was making a funny face.
Yeah. So we're down to Spencer and Joe. And who are you cheering on here? Were you going for Spencer or are you going for Joe?
Spencer.
I was going for Spencer, yeah. Of course.
Honestly, I was just happy Savage dropped.
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad hating on him, but I was happy he dropped.
Yeah, he drops and Joe wins. And what did you think about the immunity necklace?
I really liked it.
Yeah, I have made a little picture because how big it is and it's all gold. I put Joe in the Green Ranger shield. I don't know if you know what the Green Ranger is, but back in the day, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the shield.
But yeah, I saw the picture.
Yeah. So yeah, Savage talks about how he would have loved to win because he wants to show that he can hang with these young studs. You know. Nah, he went out pretty quickly in the third round. What do we have next after they go back to camp? Cass is really trying to show her, like, you know, trying to play her game, show her cards, and what she says, I don't know who she's talking to. She goes, I've never lied in Cagayan.
Abby. She's in Abby's ear.
Yeah. I've never lied in Cagayan. I never lied here.
I just think it's interesting lately we've seen people talking to Abby, but we haven't heard Abby talk.
That's 2 episodes, right?
Yeah.
That's 2 episodes that Abby's really. Do you think something's going on with the Abby edit there?
I don't know. She's been visible. Like, we saw people talking to her. We saw Sarah talking to her last week, and then I filled in the blanks, and where I'm pretty sure, you know, she was like, I will not vote for Savage, I will only vote Woo. And then I'm sure she was vocal this week. We just didn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah,
she flipped on Tasha fast.
She did. Cause Cass said she had Abby in the alliance right away. Who did Cass say she had? She said she had Abby, Keith, Sierra, and Wentworth. Yeah, so that would have been 5.
She did not have Wentworth. Well, she did, but Wentworth went with the numbers.
Yeah, so she's this is when she's talking to them. This is when everybody's out talking. The other 9 people are out there in the sand, right in front of Cass, and they're trying to decide how they're gonna vote. And I think this is really bad on them because she's able to deduce right away that they're gonna split the vote, which is it could have really been a bad move for them if she's able to if she was able to flip Spencer.
I didn't see it working.
Yeah, no, and actually, I was hearing a interview with Cass, and she says that they really try to separate Spencer from Cass. They didn't let them talk, and it wasn't that little moment where Spencer and Cass are talking. It actually happened like moments before they took off to tribal, and you know, on that way to tribal, they're not allowed to talk.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a lot of talking between them. And what did we see anything with Fishbach?
I don't know. I don't have anything written down.
I know there was a part where they're talking at a well, and someone on Twitter had said that the cameraman kept on
Yeah,
zooming into the well,
I heard that too.
and I
I
don't remember actually going. I didn't go back to it, and I should have actually gone back to it, but I don't remember seeing anything about that. But I really, really need to go back. Maybe there is something in there, but I didn't see anything. I didn't notice anything out of ordinary. I guess
yeah,
I'm guessing that they just panned over to the well because that's where they were standing. I don't know.
yeah. I didn't think it was suspicious.
Yeah. So Jeremy talks to Keith after Cass thinks that that Keith is solid on their alliance. Spencer's torn. He wants to save Cass for sticking up for him, but he doesn't think that it's a possibility. Um, and that's where we talk about Jeremy wanting to split the vote because just in case of an idol, 5 Cass, 4 Sierra, and that's when Cass does the counter is if they can just get that one person to flip over, because she still thinks they have Keith, even though Keith is in that little group that they're talking about how to split the vote. That maybe he can get go after Spencer to get not only to make a move to but to further both of them along in the game. And like you said, it wasn't really anything that I think at this point we all knew what was going to happen. I was hoping that nothing bad would happen to Cass, but
Yep.
they go to tribal council, and Jeff even pointed out this is the biggest tribal council we've ever had, 13 people. Um, Jeff asked about Chaos Cass, and she says I haven't made Chaos hasn't made a appearance out here, and Tasha kind of bugs out on this. What'd you think about that?
I that face, that was so funny. I
Yeah.
was cracking up. I thought that was an uncalled for reaction. Could they see her face? The
Uh,
people like sitting there, at tribal council.
I don't know. I think only the people right next to her couldn't see anything. I don't think people behind her or anything like that were able to see.
I don't think she should have reacted as strongly. I think her not coming off as calm made it seem suspicious, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought Cass came off very well.
Yeah, and that the whole thing is that Cass is saying, Tasha's actually the one that's playing the chaos game,
Yeah.
and we actually, if you think back at the very first episode, Tasha had said that she was playing very honest the very first time she went out there, but then her people from her church were saying, why didn't you lie? You need to lie. So she was like, all right, well then I'll lie. I don't guess people I don't have to worry about what people say when I get back home. So I think there is a truth where Cass is saying, Tasha is the one that's playing more of a chaos game than I am, and I have said it before. I like that Cass learned from her first time out that she doesn't have to be the chaotic person to move along in the game.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with Cass's assessment of Tasha's, changing game. I think that she is maybe not chaos. I don't think we could tag Tasha with that. She is going more towards the deceptive route, and I think that's what that's what Cass was calling it.
Yeah. What did you think about Sierra's little speech?
Again, probably didn't help her. Oh, I forgot about something I wanted to mention. I mentioned it earlier. It pains me to say this, but I was slightly impressed with Savage. He really wanted out Sierra. And he did.
I think he was able to determine and deduce that she's the one that's really the troublemaker.
Yeah, he really wanted out Sierra, but the majority did not. I remember even Steven said, let's just go with the majority, get out Cass, it makes sense. And it really did look like Savage over there was biting his tongue. So good on him for, going with the group and not
Trying something crazy.
Yeah, and not being too overbearing, because then it probably would have resulted in them going, well, let's just get out Savage.
Yeah, well, what do you think of and I kind of know what the outcome would be after this. But what if Savage had gone like, "Hey, Cass, everyone's voting for you. Help me vote Sierra, and you're staying in the game."
Oh, he never would have done that.
Yeah, I was saying I know the outcome because I know if he would have done that, then his alliance would have turned on him. So, but so yeah, like I was saying, Sierra has a little moment, and we get the title of the episode from her.
Yeah. No, I love Sierra, and I love her outlook on the game, and I love that she wasn't afraid to say that. But I thought the vote was going to turn on her. I mean, that's not what you want to hear.
Well, Jeff was really like, "What do you mean? Everybody's here to play to win." Well, no, I agree with Sierra. Everybody doesn't play to win. Everybody, some people play just to get to the next vote, and to the next vote, and the next vote, where people should really start looking into the long game.
I mean, everyone wants to win, but I think there is a difference between I want the $1 million, and I am mentally, cognitively thinking of winning this game and what moves they have to make to get there. Yeah. And I think so far, not the entire cast is not doing that. Yeah,
I think Sierra's one that's really playing to win.
I think Cass was playing to win.
Yeah, Wentworth. She's been talking about all season. Jeremy, I think Jeremy has a different way he's playing. I think he's not going all out because he doesn't want to be the threat, and he's keeping up people around that will be the threat. But that's a different strategy. But he's still trying to win.
Yeah, I don't think Joe is playing to win. He's just playing to survive. Win.
The thing is with Joe, and I think he knows this, is that if he loses immunity, he might be out pretty quick.
He's in danger.
Yeah, and that's what happened last time around. And while it is not unseen for somebody to make a run, this is a lot larger run than what Mike had to do by one vote. Yes, but Mike had to do a lot to stay in the game.
And Mike had an idol.
That he actually got behind Joe's back. So, yeah. And I don't know. What did you? We actually talked to Steven, and Jeff actually talked to Steven in this, and
name dropped Evolution.
He did, and Robsy and Josh Wigler, the RHAP, they said that they had asked them to name drop him. I think he did it. He talks about it's interesting because it is true, because beforehand, when the merge would happen, a lot of the people would go after the strong people, and he goes, "We're going after the 3 small women." You never see that, So he goes, there is an evolution of strategy going on, and I mean, who would think that they would target Cass, Sierra, and who was the other person? There was another person.
Tasha.
Well, see, I guess he said small women, but she's not really small.
Reference to.
Yeah.
He's like, it's one of these 3: Tasha, Sierra, or Cass.
So yeah, I think we talked pretty much about the tribal. It's pretty. We already kind of see where it's going. The votes come in. Any of the confessionals at the vote that you thought was interesting?
I think it's interesting to note that Kimmy and Tasha spelled Cass's name wrong. It seems like word on the street is that was deliberate.
Yeah, that was more of as I'm misspelling your name because I don't care about you. I don't care about you.
That's the only thing that stood out to me.
Yeah, and at the beginning of the season, I chose Tasha as one of my favorites to win. And this episode, I really wanted her to go home.
Yeah, I think scary enough, she is up there with someone that could possibly win this season. But yeah. I don't want to see her win.
So the votes come back. It's 6 votes for Cass, 4 for Sierra, 2 for Tasha, and 1 for Savage. And Savage looked pretty confused when that came up.
Yeah.
So
we just talk about the Sierra vote.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? The vote for Savage.
I think she did it just to piss him off.
Yeah, me too. She didn't want to vote for Cass.
Yeah, she was not going to vote for Cass. A lot of people were like, "Well, why did Wentworth and Sierra change their vote? Even if they no one else is going to go home." I go, "Well, here's the thing: is Wentworth is not stupid. If she shows that she's voting with Cass, she's obviously, even though she may already be out of the alliance, she's
Yeah.
showing a opposition to the
And,
alliance."
and the thing is that they still wouldn't have the numbers because they were splitting the vote.
Yeah.
So
And Cass said that, even Cass said it, that they knew they didn't have the numbers. She didn't think there was no way Spencer was gonna go with them, and she was pretty sure that she was not gonna get the votes.
yeah.
So yeah, so Wentworth votes Cass, which is voting with the alliance. Sierra votes Savage because she didn't want to vote for Cass. She wanted to piss off Savage. Maybe
I'm all
maybe it's
for it.
to do a try to see if he'll do a Lex thing where he'll go in.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think that's why she did it.
Well, we'll see how Savage is. Savage is a little unpredictable sometimes.
Oh, are you saying? Yeah, I think he might do a Lex thing, but I don't think that's why
Why she
Sierra
did it?
Yeah.
Okay, so any final words for this episode?
Just pretty good merge episode is all.
Yeah.
You know, that's my final thoughts on it. But I don't know. Would you say top 10 merge episode, or what are your thoughts?
I can say it's up there. I can say it's up there only not only because of what we got in the episode, but because of the people that are in the episode. You get a lot more gameplay when it's returning players because they know each other. They're not just gonna sit back and relax at the merge.
Oh, and what did you think about the jury starting so soon?
What I said that is that for sure it's gonna be a final 3. I think yeah, because if it's a final 2. That's a lot of votes. I don't think they're going to use so many votes for 2.
But yeah, because when it looked like the votes were going to go Cass's way, I'm like, oh no, we're not going to get a jury speech from Cass. And I was like devastated. And then he's like, first person of our jury. I'm like, what? Really? Oh my gosh, yay! I'm happy.
Because usually the first person voted out in the jury is not. I mean, voted on in the merge is not a jury. The second person is usually the one in the jury.
So I was very surprised to see that, and pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. And we got the Queen of Ponderosa now, waiting for everybody.
I think it's great that Cass is setting the tone for Ponderosa.
Yeah. I actually had asked previously on Survivor on Facebook. What type of returning player season people would like to see, and Cass actually replied, says she wants to see Survivor Queens of Ponderosa. So yeah,
that would be great. We'd get Eliza, RC, Cass, Haley from last year.
Well, so people actually put a lot of men in that group as well, that they're Queens of Ponderosa as well.
I would watch that season.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the preview for next week episode?
Oh, I'm excited. It looks like it's probably going to be... Would you say it's probably a guy going home?
I think so, because they're the ones that are the bigger threats. But I think
It looks like not Spencer, Steven and his many rivals are finally gonna be fighting it out.
I hope Steven is the one that causes this little chaos that's coming up, and I hope it's because he is the one that's moving on, not because he's going home.
I don't know. I'm sticking with my it pains me, but I don't know. It's just that poem, and then the preview, and just kind of the weird edit we've gotten. I don't think he's long for this game. I hope it's not next episode, but I think we'll be seeing him joining Cass pretty soon. And then I don't see Sierra winning immunity, and I don't know if she's going to be able to... hopefully, I mean, it looks like it's going to be one of the, Joe, Savage, Jeremy, or Steven, but maybe that's just a fake out. It could easily just be Sierra.
Yeah. Very unpredictable this season. I can't wait for it. We will be on here. Hopefully we'll be joined back with Mark, and so we can get all 3 of us on here. Any last words?
Oh, that's about it. Just Hashtag save Steven.
Bring fish back for a third time. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and end it there. We want to thank everybody for joining us in this episode. Let us know what you think. LC Survivor, and we'll be able to see your comments and so forth. Rachel, once again, where can we catch you on social media?
Twitter at SurvivorFanRach, RACH.
And once again, you can catch me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and actually I forgot Snapchat earlier, at Perspective. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll see you guys next time for episode 8 of Survivor Cambodia. See you guys.